Yo. We are here. Queens in the building. Queens get the money.
What's up?
Y'all ever heard of B&P Productions?
Who?
Due to the viewership, I can't elaborate any further than that. That being said, they're out here, man. They're out here.
What does it stand for?
Can't tell you because of the people on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Some listeners might.
Who's on here?
The listeners. They're on here with us. Can't let you guys know what that stands for because the age range. I just need to make sure you guys have heard of it.
So what's so bad about it?
Hey, if you don't know, you don't know. Can't go any further than that. Secret society.
But if you said it, can't people just look it up?
Nope.
So it's not on Google?
You know what BPA means?
No, enlighten
But
me.
I see it on suntan lotion. Tongue-tied. I see it on suntan lotion all the time. So, see what I'm saying? You can look up a lot of BPAs. You know what I'm saying?
But I thought it was BNP.
I don't know. I don't know what we even talking about.
So how y'all doing?
I'm out here in these streets. Gotta wash the whip again.
Oh, for real?
Gotta wash the whip again.
All for it to rain again.
Yeah. Just put the wax on the tires. Candle wax.
Okay.
You wash it every 3 days, don't you?
Every time I see a speck.
So you run it to the car wash?
No, I run to the dealership. Fancy like that.
And they run through the car wash?
But see, the thing I like about this dealership, they place their things in there. That's the safety. And then, like I said, with the warranties and stuff, I got up to 100,000 miles with paint chips.
Okay.
Yep.
Think they'll actually honor that?
They have to. The reason why is because it's a written statement, and it's a policy with the what's it called? With GMC, Chevrolet, General Motors, basically.
Okay.
But they when I bought my car, I bought it, and because I'm young. And because I got so many discounts, you kind of lose a certain type of value. So they replace the value in all the ways to keep it new. As long as I keep honoring those contracts, such as, bring it there for certain type of maintenance. Follow the procedures that they give me, the checkups and all that, then I am good for that extended lifetime. But, that's what I do anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of cars, Joel, what you been doing lately? You've been a mechanic lately, ain't you?
No, I'm not a mechanic.
You're not?
No.
What you been doing?
All I did was... What I was going to do was replace my valve cover set. And so I took it all apart, but I wasn't strong enough to pull the hoses out. And my dad didn't come home in time to pull them. So I just put it back together. And I'll fix it this weekend, maybe. Maybe Sunday, if I'm up for it.
So what made you wanna fix the problem here? What was the first indication to let you know it was the valve gasket cover?
Oh, my dad told me when I first got the car.
Oh, when you first got the car? So what you been waiting on then?
I've been at work.
Okay. So, have y'all checked out Avengers? The new Avengers movie?
Yeah, man.
No,
I got it on my phone and everything.
Well, you about to get spoiled then, I guess.
Yep.
Right.
My man Tony, man.
I'm just kidding. I saw it today, guys.
My man Tony.
The Starks held it down this past weekend, didn't they?
The what?
The Starks held it down. Yeah, Arya Stark, Tony Stark, they held it down.
Yeah. I ain't gonna front Game of Thrones. It didn't. The comparison is nowhere near. That was trash.
We talking about an episode comparing it to a 3-hour
series.
movie.
Talking about the whole series. The whole series compared to that one movie.
Stop.
I watched season 1 and 2.
But
They don't
not
even top the first Thor movie.
Well,
they don't top Thor Dark World.
The first season was hard to get through in Game of Thrones, anyways.
Thor Dark World was hard to get through. It's hard to get through.
The first Avengers movie was hard to get through.
Still was better than Game of Thrones. Season 1 and 2.
No. You haven't even watched the whole series.
I watched seasons 1 and 2.
And 2.
That's all you need
and
to
that's
know.
It.
It's
That's
foundation,
it.
right? It's foundation, right? It's foundation, right?
No, it gets better after.
Hey, listen. Gets better. You had 2 seasons. How many episodes was that? I don't even know, but you couldn't get me attached in any of those 2 seasons worth of episodes? Nah, I'm good. Spartacus called me from day 1. Avengers called me from day 1.
Oh, I love the Avengers.
Iron Man called me from day 1.
Once again, those are
awesome.
movies. Though.
All right, you know what? Let's do this real quick. Let's talk about the Battle of Winterfell first, or if that's what it's called. That's what it's called, right? It's Winterfell.
I actually think the episode's called The Long.
Yeah, I know it's called The
Night,
Long. But I'm saying like that's what the battle's called.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, my man Jon Snow. I don't even know. He's water. You know what I'm
Water.
saying? He washed up.
Easy water.
He's washed up. He's soap and water. He washed up. Number one. Number two. How you on the dragons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your dragon is getting schooled out, and you can't provide any type of support. I see the Night King come out with a piece of ice. I'm like, yo, how is he doing more? And he has less time with these dragons than Jon.
But
This shorty come through.
Did you see when Jon wanted to go after him? Then he wrote.
He doesn't
and then
have
he,
less
Yeah,
time with
that's
the dragons than Jon. Jon just got on the dragon.
Listen.
The Night King had his
Look,
dragon before Jon got on the dragon.
Look, the Night King wasn't trying to shoot the Fae 1-on-1. He had to
You know
pull. He had to
why?
pull off the cheat code.
You know why though? You know
He had to pull
why?
off the cheat code.
You know why though? He's like, why waste my time with this man? He couldn't even fly a dragon.
'Cause
Like, come on, man.
No,
There's a movie out. There's a movie out. How to Train Your Dragon. Watch it. That's what he got to do. 1, 2, and 3. Jon Snow. This is the thing. The Night King fell from how high? And hit the floor, right? He's made of ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
How come he ain't shattered? That tell you that Jon wasn't ready for him. My man's made of ice and got hit with fire. Nothing happened to him. So I mean, come on, man. Let's be real. They need what it seems like to me is that the writers had to wrap it up. So they was like, yo, we're gonna have to cut it down. We're gonna have to get my man Night King killed a little bit easier than this. Cause I ain't gonna front, that move was slow. I was like, come on, my man. You know good and well.
What move?
When Shorty, I forgot her name, she dropped the blade
Arya.
and caught it with the other hand. I'm like, come
Arya.
on, that was
Hold
cornball.
on.
I was like,
Hold on.
Well, it was slow because they put it in slow mo.
I'm saying, but it was like, it was a noticeable move. How could you catch her?
Oh yeah,
Jump
they
from
slowed it
behind
down
you.
for you. So
No, but that's what I'm saying. But like that move, even if it was fast, come on, nah. If he's able to keep up with dragons in the air, there's no way that her dropping a knife should have got past his attention.
He wasn't expecting it. He was already not expecting her.
Shorty had a blade.
Hold on. But if you dominating everybody,
And
you're not gonna expect somebody like that
little
to just
girl.
hit you with that.
Hey, yes,
And
I would.
He thought he already had her.
This is what I'm expecting. If he was able to turn around and catch her,
by her neck.
then he knew what to expect. He's like, look,
No,
hey,
he
sneak
did
attack.
that, and he thought he was about to kill it.
Also, the Night King ain't fighting anybody 1-on-1. He don't know what you're doing.
My man killed a dragon. What you mean?
Killed a dragon. With a spear. He was on the ground and the dragon was in the air.
Show me a human that can do that. Show me Jon Snow doing that.
But
Show me Jon doing it. Who's the best fighter in the show?
Arya.
And why couldn't? How come neither one of them?
Arya.
How come neither one of them could throw a spear like that?
How do you know?
They don't have spears.
Find one.
How do you know?
Because they haven't done it thus far.
That doesn't mean that they.
How come they didn't take down the other dragon when he's shooting down the wall? If they could throw spears so well,
They weren't prepared for that.
I would have been. Like,
The Night King knew what was coming. He knew there was going to be dragons coming. They did not know what to do with a dragon.
Yeah, I understand that. But were they watching from the wall when my man came through with the dragon? There was people up there watching, right?
Yeah, but
It was dark.
All
Wasn't
those.
the
No, it wasn't dark. It
dragon
was
dead?
daytime when they
Isn't
first came to
it
take
an
down the wall.
undead dragon?
It was. We're talking about.
When the dragon came to take down the
Are
wall.
we talking about the same episode?
I'm talking about when I think it was last season when the wall fell. In the first place,
that was a whole different
but this is what I'm saying.
whole different characters though.
But this is what I'm saying. How come these are supposed to be your guardmen, but none of them could throw a spear?
They didn't have spears though.
How come they couldn't shoot some arrows?
I think.
I watched. They didn't do nothing. They said they saw the dragon. They said, "Oh,
in one of the
man."
episodes, they tried to shoot spears or not. They tried to shoot with a bow and arrow at one of the dragons that Danny had.
You ever seen
it? And it didn't affect it. So.
Yo, I'll tell you this much.
A big old dragon and a tiny little arrow.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it just has to do with his own specific spear that he has.
Let's do it.
He's got magical powers.
Yeah.
Let's do it like this. First off, it looked like birthday candles when dudes went out there with them swords and the fires just went out.
funny.
That was sad.
Then my man's ran back. He didn't even say nothing when he ran back.
I thought he was like dead. Or
I was like, oh, they
I was like,
transformed him. And then he walked up there and they looking at him and they're like, so you're not going to say nothing? And then you see all of them. Then Shorty put her hands on the wood, pause. She turned the wood to fire and then they stopped. And I would have been like, okay, there are how many of them? There's how much fire? It's simple that they are going to be able to get past this fire.
Yeah.
And my man Night King said, yo, let's get it popping. They easily was done. Then my man Night King, I'm getting tongue tied because my mouth was a little dry. Pause. But my man Night King really he got tired. That's what it was. He's like, look, I already won. You got to look at your dead homies fight you now. Jon Snow, he said, oh, boom, you want to pop up on me? Dead homies, what's up? And then Jon's like, oh.
He was shook.
Why was Jon was about to get killed by the dragon, right?
Okay.
Exactly. Night King didn't get killed by no dragon.
Ain't nobody going one-on-one with no dragon.
Night King did. What are you talking about? Yeah, he did.
He did not look him in the eye and say, and just
My
scream
man
at
Night
him
King
like that.
looked at the dragon, smiled at it, and said, what's up?
And the dragon was in the air now.
Listen. It's either those dragons are soft, they're the same dragons from Shrek, or Night King is just a thug. Which one we going with? Which one we going with? Because I mean, look, if you smile at a dragon.
All I know is Night King did not want nothing of Jon Snow.
Because he was like, I'm not interested. You can't even fight me with a dragon. Come on, man. It took two people to take down the Night King.
But hold on, when Jon was on the dragon and the Night King was on the dragon, Night King ended up on the ground.
Because he got attacked from the second dragon.
So?
He had backup. What do you mean? So he's like, okay, you will call backup? I'm calling backup.
But at that point, it was he could have stopped it.
He had other things to worry about. Let me ask you this.
He could have stopped it.
Let me ask you this.
Good, he could have stopped it.
No, let me ask you a serious question. So, like, you ever had in school, like, extracurricular activities?
Mm-hmm.
Such as, like, a gym class, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to school for journalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you care as much about gym?
Yeah, I love gym.
I mean, but do you have to try as hard?
No, I don't have to try as hard.
The same thing here. Boom. Thanks for proving the point. See how you did that right there? Nobody cares. The gym, he's like, look, man, the science test is going to get my man's in a wheelchair. I'm not worried about big base, kickball, soccer, dodgeball, basketball. Because I'm going to shoot the hoops. I'm going to shoot the fair one with the hands. Jon Snow came, he's like, look, you don't even concern me. I'm on to bigger, better things. I'd rather fight the man in the wheelchair than fight you. Because you don't even equal up to the man in the wheelchair. That's the way I took it.
All that focus on the man in the wheelchair and he still didn't kill him. Crazy.
Yeah, because he was like, look, he's like, man, he got there. He was like, yeah, and he probably thought about that meme with Kanye scoring 198 on the wheelchair basketball league. And he said, I don't want to go out like this. He said, I ain't doing this. That's all I'm saying. He
didn't even have a choice. He didn't have a choice. Ari took that choice from him.
Look, he saw the blade falling. We saw it. We saw what's up. How would you feel if in the end Arya ended up becoming one of the White Walkers because he touched her?
Well, that's not going to happen.
I'm saying that would be a nice plot twist, huh?
No.
Then who would win?
Arya.
I mean,
Arya taking everybody down.
Yeah.
I want to see her take down Thanos.
Arya.
She can do that.
No, she
couldn't.
couldn't.
I'm telling you.
She couldn't take down Thanos.
She don't miss.
She couldn't take down Cap. She couldn't take down Black Widow.
No.
She can take down all of them.
She can take down Black Widow.
She can't take down Black Widow.
She could. Speaking of, my little brother was so excited when Black Widow made that sacrifice.
So he was happy when she died?
Like, what kind of man is this?
Oh.
What's up with this guy?
He's like, yes. I said, man, chill out. I said, people trying to watch a movie.
Listen. Black Widow hit me up in the spirit world.
I was sad.
Black Widow, what I gotta do to get your soul stone, shorty? Shorty.
The Hulk. That's his baby. He was so hurt. And it hurt my feelings.
Tony, I didn't like the fight. I see what they did. They had to end it out because you're not gonna keep going with 80 Marvel movies. So I like what they did, how they nerfed Thor and Hulk, and how they made it come down to the decision of Cap and what's his name, Tony, because if Thor, Hulk, and Captain Marvel was at Prime, of course Thanos would have lost. You know what I'm saying? He would have got whipped out.
Yeah.
That being said, not Black Widow, Scarlet Witch almost put him in cuffs.
Mm-hmm.
She clapped my man up. My man said, "Yo," he's like, "Yo, help me, help."
I gotta kill everybody.
He said, "Look, hey, I'm not going out like this." But when he headbutted Shorty, I like the way they was replicating some of his moves when she was holding up his hand and tried to do the headbutt, and she's like, nah.
Yeah.
And then what's it called?
That was the dopest part to me right there.
I was looking at this thing. Like, rumor has it that Captain Marvel still hasn't landed yet from that punch.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. When Thanos punched her, when he took the Power Stone. Yeah. I don't know. It looked a little bit like Derek Jeter hit a home run or something. I was like, wow. She got knocked out. She saw it, too. She saw it coming. She said, all right, this is how we playing it? Knocked out. Now let's keep it a stack bundle. Let's flip it. That was the same thing the Night King did. You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
Same thing the Night King did.
Stop.
He's like, look, he's like, man, I see what's happening. Go ahead, do what you got to do. I ain't even worried about this show no more. He said, look, he's like, I ain't even gonna make it no more. This show's about to be canceled. I'm good.
Like Thanos, I can respect him as a villain, but Night King, nah, you weak. You weak.
Thanos was weak. What you mean?
You weak.
Thanos naturally is just one of the top. Like Thanos, Thanos is supposed to be scared of the Hulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
In comic books, he is. However, he knows if he doesn't handle the Hulk quick, he's gonna lose. Because Hulk is just endless power. But I see what they did in there, and people had this whole thing when they was talking about what I liked about it. I think it was on Twitter. Somewhere I read it. The director was like, "How come Cap couldn't lift the hammer, but in the comics he could?" And dude was like, "Is it because he gave up too quickly, or because he couldn't lift it?" And next thing you know, my man Cap lifting up the hammer.
Yeah.
But I didn't like what they did with the shield. The shield's not supposed to break. They changed that up for the movie. The shield is invincible. That shield is stronger than Wolverine's claws, basically. Just if not stronger, probably the same. I'm like, there's no way this trashy, weak sword my man Thanos got is breaking it. You know how powerful you got to be to break that shield? You needed the Infinity Gauntlet to break the shield. That's how strong that shield is.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, y'all playing games. Man. But
It was a good movie, man.
it was a great movie. I watched it so many times.
Had the crowd clapping, the audience clapping. I was like, yo, I don't remember this in any other movie.
When my man Tony took the stones off of it, he was like, nah. He's like, when Thanos put the glove on, my man Tony he's like, look, this is my glove, my man. I made this. I know what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm gonna let you hit me. But you know what I'm saying? He's like, this is my gloves you wearing, my man.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this glove a little too big for your hand. That man said, I'm inevitable. And that man said, he's like, yo, how dare you? And then my man Tony, you saw the stones just come up his arm. I said, Tony, don't do it to me, man. Don't do it to me, Tony. Tony, what you doing, man? He said, I am. And then it was dope. Hulk was struggling with the glove. Tony was like, this is light. You know, this is a little day apart from me. He said, Iron Man. I said, oh, man. Tears was in my eyes. And next thing you know, I hear some little kids like laughing when he was like laying down about to die. So I was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all want to clap. I can show y'all how I get clapping out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Control yourself, shorty. She's like, I'm like, yo, all right. When I come down there, we'll see who's laughing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he did this little like, oh my God, what does this mean for him? Is he dying? I'm like, come on, son. Come on, son.
She left the kids at home with that one. She left the kids at home.
Looking at Tony's eyes, and when she told him you can rest now, that's all I want to hear in life. I want when my job is done, someone to tell me, look, yo, I'm good. You can rest now.
So when you're done at Dollar General, or not Dollar
Damn,
General.
Walmart, damn, I'm not even good enough.
My fault.
No, I'm talking about when my life's goal is complete. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the end of the line, and Paul, Patrice, Nala, my kids, they be like, yo, look, Dad, Kwame, go ahead. We good. And I'm like, all right, guys. And that's it for me. I'm done. If I get told that tomorrow, I'm out. I'm good. I'm like, okay, we're going to wrap this up.
That's definitely a dope way to go out. To make the ultimate sacrifice, brother.
Man, just tell you.
And
Sacrifice.
then just leave his daughter behind like that.
Sacrifice is something, huh?
That's crazy. And then, what was it? Doctor Strange knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, but I feel like Tony would have did it regardless.
Yeah, he couldn't tell him.
I feel like it was going to happen.
But he was like one. There's only one way. Like, and that's when Tony was like, you know, I gotta do it. There's no other way to do it.
I think Tony would have did it regardless.
But I think him talking to his dad in the past is what really made him do it. Because he was like the one thing that he didn't. Because you know Tony's supposed to be self-absorbent and all. So, but sacrificing himself for everybody else, that's a big jump for him.
Yeah, what does his dad say? Something about like how he was
like he hopes he never doesn't end up like him. It was like always putting himself before others, basically.
Yeah, like that whole like them words right there just made him ready to like just make the ultimate sacrifice.
I'll tell you this much. Not my dad gonna tell me gonna make me do a sacrifice. Tell you that much. I'm like, hey man, you got it. So I'm telling you right. Dab him up. Yeah, good. Thanks for that advice, man. That's it. I'm not sacrificing. I'm a sacrifice, but I'm not sacrificing off his words. Like, all right, it sounds good enough. I mean, Tony's story different. My dad, hey man, good job. All right, appreciate you writing that down for me. But nah, Trent, you said you had some topics you want to discuss. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still didn't understand it. Like I read it at first. I glanced at it, then I came back to it to read it, but I didn't understand what was the overall thing that you was getting at in the first long message.
The
Pause.
point of the whole message.
No, because you broke it apart. I thought each one had different points, but the first long part was like I was thinking in my head. I'm like,
well, there's just two different messages about that first one, and then like the
that's
other
what I'm saying. Yeah, I caught the broke up ones the broke up one versus the original part. But what was the overall theme that you was trying? Do you want to read it off to the?
No, it's long.
So basically, I can go off the top of the dome. You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
Yeah. So basically, what I was saying, like, no matter how important your message is, like it doesn't mean that somebody's gonna listen. Like you can say zombies are coming; they could be really coming, but somebody might not, like most people won't listen to you. But depending on how you package that message, like when you have commercials, like it could be a boring commercial, but if you hear it a whole bunch of times, like you're gonna get it. But a catchy commercial.
A what?
A catchy.
Oh, catchy. I thought you said KG. No. I was like, wait, I don't have commercials.
No. But if it's a catchy commercial, you can hear it 2 or 3 times, you're gonna get it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, like, you can say whatever, you can say it, like, it doesn't matter how important it is. It just depends on all how you package the message.
Now let's get to the stem of this. What is the root of this idea? What hit you in your head about this?
I don't really know. I was watching a Nipsey Hussle video, so that might have been why I was watching an interview, and I was listening to a lot of his interviews yesterday, so that's probably why. And then I was trying to relate that to the whole teach a man to fish thing. Mm-hmm. Like you could teach a man how to fish, or you can like tell him to go get some fish, or you can just go.
What happens if the
man
just wants to be a vegetarian?
Oh, then I feel sorry for the man.
For a vegetarian?
Yeah, I feel sorry for the man.
Depends on the fish, though.
I mean, you missing out on some salmon, bro. Missing out on some salmon.
I mean, depends on the salmon.
Most salmon is good though.
I'm not getting any farm raised. I might do farm raised. I don't know. Farm raised might be safe. People don't like farm raised because they're like, oh, it's a controlled environment. But you see the ocean.
Yeah.
I say like, I don't know. I might eat my salmon and find somebody's socks or something like that. I'm good.
Especially these days.
But yeah. All right. But then what's the other question that you asked? We'll look back. Before you said, would you? It's funny. It reminded me of Loaded Lux because I tweeted it. You know what's funny? You tweeted basically what I tweeted. Somehow you get likes.
What?
I don't get likes.
What are you talking
I said, would you kill the world to save yourself?
For real?
Yeah, I said it a while ago. Loaded Lux said it. I said it. So I got like four retweets at the time. Then someone quoted it and got like 20. And I was like, damn, son, so you stole my joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my moment to shine.
That'd be the worst, man.
But then I saw you with you. I don't know how many you got now. I saw when you first posted, you had like 3 or 4 likes.
Yeah, it's gone up. But,
oh, well.
So basically what I said was, like, would you rather be at peace with yourself and at war with the world, or would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world?
Well, see, I read it wrong. I thought you were saying the world be at peace or you be at conflict.
Nah,
so you're saying
it's
like
about you and yourself than you and the world.
I don't know, man. That's a good question. I'll tell you this much. Shoot, I'm always at war with myself. So, that being said, I don't know.
Because like sometimes, or like basically in life, you got your own goals. You trying to reach these goals, and like sometimes like life will try to, or people in your life, they'll try to. I hate to say bring you down, but they'll try to distract you from what you're trying to reach, and so that's better. And so, do you want to go with that and go with that crowd and go with those distractions, or are you just gonna keep focusing on your goals?
Well, I mean, see, I usually don't have those problems, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I don't have those problems.
Yeah.
My problems literally are always internal. Like, external, I could always just, like, clip. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That being said, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I don't have that problem right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the people that I'm not just in life that I came, like, people in New York that I was, like, going to school with. They're doing pretty major things. And even though like, some of them I talk to on a regular, some I don't, they're all doing what they want to do. I know. I look at it and I'm like, some of them didn't have anything that they wanted to do, but they're doing just that, nothing that they wanted to do, because it was nothing that they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So you hit your mark. And I got other friends. I got one friend who I haven't talked to him in a while. I haven't talked to him since like 9th, 10th grade. He said he wanted to do air traffic control. So what are you doing right now? Mm-hmm. I got another friend said he was gonna go to Yale. They went to Yale. Got another friend that I met that said, yo, look, I'm gonna get a a pilot license. Got a pilot license. All the people in, and I hate to say it, like regions other than the one that I'm currently in right now, I see more people hit the goals. I mean, and the thing is, like, I've seen some people who go through the same struggles with the hustle as me. You know what I'm saying? Without my hustle, or they have the same hustle as me, if not more or less, but they reach their goals too. And then you come here, and I'm like, not to down anybody here, but I'm saying like that's when you meet. I came to a whole new understanding, thinking like some people have goals, or they just don't have goals, and like I said, they get caught up in that same way that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people do it, but I've seen people like be in. They have that crowd, but they use that crowd as fuel. So I really don't know until like it's different. I've never really had those issues, so I couldn't really come to a decision. I just know that I'm gonna hit my goals regardless.
And then when I see you, flourishing out here, they try to down you. They talk down on you.
Man, that happens enough. Happens to me all the time. Happens to me all the time.
But Joe, is there anything that you would like to say on this topic?
Well, I interpreted it differently.
How'd you interpret it? Do you want me to restate it? Okay. So, would you rather be at peace with the world, or would you rather be at peace with the world and at war with yourself? Or would you rather be at peace with yourself and at war with the world?
See, my thing is, if the world was at peace, so like the world's at peace with me, and I'm at war with myself.
Yeah, you're at peace with the world, but you're at war with yourself, or you're at peace with yourself, but you're at war with the world.
See, I don't want to be at war with the world, but if the world was at peace with me, then that's really all I want. So then I'd be at peace with myself. You know what I mean? So I guess neither.
It's not one of the options.
Huh?
It's not one of the options.
It is because, all right, the way I look at it is...
So you need peace with the world to be at peace with yourself?
Because I just care too much. So I always put others first. So then say I make a decision and then I'm thinking about the way it's going to affect somebody else or the way somebody else is going to look at it, I'm like, okay, well, let me not do that. Or back when I did my interview, I was talking about trying not to be super hard-headed like I was, which I've come a long way with that. But it's like then when I do try and take advice or when I try and listen, then it's like I do whatever it is that somebody else, take their advice. Like, okay, cool, you said I should maybe do it this way. I do it this way. Then there's a problem with that too. Then it's like, why didn't you do it this way? I'm like, well, I just, if I live my life, then somebody's mad about it or everybody's mad about it. And then if I do what you say, you're still mad about it. So then it's like, what am I supposed to do? And so I guess that causes more conflict within myself because I keep looking at myself like, what do I need to change? Like, if I change this and then it still doesn't work, then it's like, why am I changing in the first place?
So you look to those people to figure out what you need to change, or you...
Well, it's not necessarily... Okay, so not necessarily like what I need to change, because I look at I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyways, but I don't know. I lost my train of thought. It's okay.
So basically, what I get from that is you're just gonna let the world run your life.
No, that's not it. But it's like, okay, I don't know. I'm lost.
You don't know? You still figuring it out?
No, I'm not gonna let the world run my life. But it's like when there's people I care about, and then I just always put them first, and I'm like, I should stop. But then I try not to do that, and then it just doesn't go. Then I feel bad, and then I'm mad at myself, and then so it's just a cycle.
Stay away from the bloodsuckers. Stay away from the bloodsuckers.
All I get is these vampires and bloodsuckers.
Don't
you know about that?
Don't suck your energy away.
Pause.
Literally.
I'll tell you, man. It happens.
But everybody does that.
Everybody does that.
Everybody does
what?
That. Everybody.
Everybody sucks away your energy?
Pause.
Yeah.
As Jay-Z once said.
What people you be hanging around?
It's just like you do so much for somebody, or you try and show that you care, and then it just doesn't amount to anything. And then it's like you don't get anything in return. Or, like sometimes, like for the most part, I can keep to myself, which I do a lot. as far as, like, there's stuff that people still just don't know. But it's just, then I get to the point, like, I've been feeling real sick for quite some time. And then I'm like, all right, well, maybe it's more to it. I went to the doctor, everything's fine. But it's like, now everybody's freaking out because I went to the doctor. So now it's like, oh, what's wrong, blah, 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 blah. Well, I've been dealing with it by myself this entire time but now, what is it that you guys are going to do for me? Or then there's people who just don't even acknowledge that I am, like, it's like, okay, well, I feel like crap and you haven't even checked on me once. But, that's all fine and dandy. But if you need something, I'm going to still be there. Just because, like, if I give you my word and I say that I care about you or I say that I love you or anything of that sort, then it's like, I'm going to be there. And so to not get that back at any point is like, from anybody, it's just like, all right, well, maybe I'm the problem.
I mean, that's...
But then if you stop, like, if I don't show love to the people that I care about, then it's like, it's not going to get better by doing that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to get better regardless of which way it goes. So it's like, should I still invest my energy? Maybe not. But if I don't, then I'm not playing my part. So then I can't expect anything after that. If I don't give it my all. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Sounds interesting.
So how do y'all view opposition or obstacles?
Shit, yeah. Excuse my language. Shoot. Hey, that's all I've ever faced in life.
Cause I feel like some people be looking at it, it's like, yo, it's like a burden. Like, they don't want to face it. Some people just put their head in the sand. I feel like.
I think it just depends what it is.
For real? So, like, I feel like any opposition, any obstacle, like, it's just there to make you better, right?
No.
It's not?
I do not.
It can hinder you.
So.
I mean, it can hinder you for sure.
Yeah,
it can knock
but,
you back.
I mean,
it can hold you back.
I forgot. Okay, somebody told me this quote, but it was a quote from somebody important. But it was like, pain is just weakness leaving the body. It was my piercing or tattoo person. And he told me that, but I forgot who he said.
So what did he say?
Said that pain is just weakness leaving the body.
Pain is weakness leaving the body. I feel like I've heard that before.
I don't know if he said Benjamin Franklin or not, but I don't remember. I think he said that too.
Benjamin Franklin probably stole that from somebody.
Why you get so aggressive?
Hey,
You don't like Benjamin Franklin?
Hey, he did some good things, but he didn't. Everything he did wasn't good.
Nobody does all good.
Yeah,
It's not true.
Yeah.
What was
Jesus.
in the movie today? It was Black Widow said to Hawkeye, she was like, I don't judge people by their worst mistakes because that doesn't define who you are. That goes back to the, like, if it's repeated actions, then that's maybe just who this person is. But then if it's not, but then again, it's like, maybe you can see who this person could be or who this person is, but they just try and put on a front, or they act like they don't care even though they do. Or they could be so much more than they're trying to be. So it's like, why would you give up on it? I just don't like giving up on people. That's my problem.
By giving up, what do you mean giving up? Like, you stop supporting them, or just stop being a friend? What do you mean by giving up?
I mean, I guess both. I'm not very good with that.
I mean, you can support somebody and just be like, kind of distance yourself, It's
Give
like
a full clip.
It's like supporting somebody from the crowd instead of being their teammate.
That makes sense. That's a good analogy. Good sports bars. Hey, it's a clip for me. It's a clip for me. That's it. Pick that up from the pops. Hey, once that's it, I remember my pops told me specifically. He said, yo, if I buy you something, or I give you something, and you didn't take care of it, and it's no longer in good condition because of you, sit. So you not getting another one, right? Apply that to everything. Don't mean I got to give you something, but hey, once that's it, Sit.
Cut off.
Sit, yeah. Because cut a finger to save an arm. Some things are cancerous. If I'm doing it out of emotion, then it's a recant. If I'm doing it out of logic, it's no recant. Which is why, like, for example, I was talking about this the other day, like why a sorry is never enough. I never believe in sorry. I don't believe in sorry for anything.
But if it's backed up by action.
But that's the difference. Okay, I'm never accepting a sorry for my time. I'll never accept a sorry for time. That's never gonna happen.
You can't get that back.
Yeah, never accepting sorry for something warned. Not accepting sorry for a behavior that is unforgivable for me. You know what I'm saying? Or those are the type of things, right? So I would never accept a sorry. Now to bring that back full circle, which I'm trying to do while I talk, because you know what I'm saying, sometimes I had another point, but I want to bring it back full circle first. That being said, put it back with the whole cut thing. Since I'm not accepting sorry, you only give us so many times where your sorry has been mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm pointing, like, it's more like, okay, it's like strikes in a sense. Sorry is never enough. Like, for my time wasted, I will never forgive anybody for that. Like, nah, that's not happening. Unless you had reasonable reasons, such as, like, don't get me wrong, if someone would be like, yo, look, we supposed to do this today, but I can't do it because so-and-so just passed away. That's not wasting my time.
All right.
But, we doing so-and-so, then at the last minute, yeah, I forgot to hit you back. But yeah, you've been active for a grip. Nah, I'm good on you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, I'm sorry. No, buddy, no. Or, like misleading. There's no coming back from that for me. It's cut. And once it's cut, it's cut. I have people I met in life that, let's see, like at Dollar General. I shouldn't have mentioned that. Back when I worked there, right? People, old coworkers, I mean, like when I was a manager, I mean, I understand people quit all the time. But it was like, you also, your person is what made me. So once you don't work here no more and I don't have to talk to you, if I see you outside of work, you don't exist to me. Hey, what's up? I don't know you. I mean, some people are like, nah, you know what I'm saying? But nah, you don't exist. I'm going to clip you from the universe that I live in. So, yeah, you might still be there, but I don't see nothing. Might as well be blind to you. Like, you might as well be wearing the invisible cape from Harry Potter. Must right through you, you know what I'm saying? So, that's the way I look at life. I'm like, and I mean, it kind of plays in what we talked about the last episode. Sometimes outgrowing people, but I look at it a little. I also apply it in different forms. Like, hey, so to bring that even back more full circle with the opposition, depends on the form of opposition. Because, you know what I'm saying, like I said, my hustle was on. There's people I've met in life. Like, yo, look, people are attracted to the aura of my house. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've had people that I call like OG. This one dude, I'm not gonna mention his name on here. Call him OG. A man that like looks at me. He's like, tells me, yo, look, you have a brightness to you that I cannot have hindered in life. He's like, so I'm going to protect you as if you one of mine. He's like, and I'm like, I don't look at it like, I'm not going to say, if someone says something like that to me, I'm like, look, I'm a grown man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need protection. He's like, not like that. He said, like, what I mean, so I was like, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, nah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't, protection-wise, I'm good on that. He's like, no, what I'm saying is, there's people in life that are going to try and hinder you. He's like, and you know what I'm saying? He's like, I understand you are a certain age and you're going to say, nah, I got this myself. He's like, but don't worry about that. I'm one of those people that handle those hindrances that are just stupid, that will just crash. Because kamikazes, all the way you look at them, crash, they don't have nothing to lose. They're going to crash into you, take you out while you're doing your thing. And you happen to think, okay, I'm going to just handle the situation, but now you destroyed now. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, look, that's why I'm going to come in. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, anybody ever cause you any problems and they acting silly, stupid, and it's just going to hinder you, might lock up your life, give me that phone call. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, call me. But he's like, not on a threatening tip. It's just like, the way he was describing it, whether it be a conversation with them, you know what I'm saying? Or like, look, let me give you some advice. That's what it was kind of along the lines of, not like, yo, I'm going to murk them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, look, call me for that. And you know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it. Whether it be knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, or just advice, or look, you know what I'm saying? We'll handle the situation. We'll talk it out. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever the case may be. That being said, it's like you got, there's a certain opposition isn't good for you at all. Some of it is good, but the hustle that you have with that opposition, because, you like, look, I'm not going to put myself in a situation ever again. I'm never going to be in a situation where tonight I got to go to the store to get water, and I'm too tired to do it, so I'm going to go to sleep thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to make it so that I never have to worry about this bill bothering my pockets ever again. You know what I'm saying? So it's about the determination and the hustle. Certain opposition though is just not good opposition. There's no bouncing back from certain opposition. You got to go around that rather than through it. So that's the way I look at it. That's the way I be handling it. And then, like I said, depending on where the opposition comes from, if it comes from internal, like people say, their circles or people that be around you, then I'm gonna have to clip it. And once it's clipped, that's it forever. You know what I'm saying? That's
people around you that's trying to be cool with you, or
you know what I'm saying? Like if you know what I'm saying, like in the phrase that people be like, yo, my inner circle or whatever, or people that you used to hang with or people that you might want to hang with, if they become opposition or in any kind of way, like okay, for example, you know what I'm saying? My depression, and like this isn't a shot at anybody, but this is just a general thing we talk about in my psychology class. Depression, you know what I'm saying? Hey, my depression's there, right? And I'm not saying like, I'm one of those people who diagnose myself on Twitter. No, I've had a real diagnosis, you know what I'm saying? And like, oh, you should do this, you should take that. And I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to thug this out. It's hard, but I'll thug it out, right? And then you have some people who don't know what they're talking about, and they'll just jump in and throw their opinion in. And now people are looking at you like, nah, he ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? He's being a baby. And that is a form of opposition that you got to clip. Because it's like you are adding on to a struggle just because you're ignorant. You know what I'm saying? So, like when I say circle, that might not be someone you hang out with all the time. It could be someone you hang out with all the time. It could just be someone who you might see in class, someone who you might see in at work. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Clip. Once it's clipped, it's clipped. You got to go around it sometimes because going through some things, like if I were to go out here and say, yo, this dude right here wants to fight me because of this, he's an opposition. And I fight him. Now we both end up in jail. And I'm down for 6 months. I might lose my financial aid. And that financial aid loss might be the thing that stops me from graduating. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but like, that's the way I look at opposition. It's good juice, but sometimes go for the water.
And it all just makes you better, in my opinion. It all just makes you better. That's why I look at opposition. Well, that's the way I try to look at it. But I feel like if you stay in the same spot the whole time, you don't try to face the opposition or whatever is in front of you, like you're not gonna get better. Like you can go back, you can go forward, and you'll get better eventually. But like just staying in the same spot, trying to avoid things, like you don't get better that way.
Well, I don't think you gotta avoid it. I mean, like avoid it by just staying in that spot, but like step around it.
Yeah, you can step around it too.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes even in not handling this situation is a stepping stone. Mm-hmm. Like how you, like for example, we had Alan on here, right? Mm-hmm. Like Alan said, sometimes like since I've known Alan, he's like a non-confrontational person. Mm-hmm. So like some people be like, yo, he's nah, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna respond to me because he's scared, or not just saying him. I'm saying, but like I'm talking about a general thing. Mm-hmm. But like in that situation, like when I watch the way he might go about it, and he'd be like, look, I'm just not gonna entertain it. Yeah, that's a form of stepping around.
Yeah, for sure. There's some things that you just don't like. There's no need to entertain it. How I was telling you about the whole professor and how she emailed. Yeah. Like sometimes it ain't worth entertaining.
Yeah. And I mean, like I'm saying, it'd be rough for me because you know what I'm saying? Like, when you learn, it's not saying that I'm an ignorant person, but I look at it like Malcolm and Martin. What approach am I going to take? And I only use those because, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to put it too biblical, but you just know two popular people off opposing beliefs for the same end and goal, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But one is turn the other cheek, one is, I don't think it'll be wise for them to think that they can do this and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Those are two different things. So I look at it like sometimes you gotta play the field. Sometimes you gotta be both. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say, look, this situation deserves my attention. This situation does not. And that's the way I always go about it. But sometimes it just be along the lines of, all right, this person knows I'm gonna choose the Malcolm way because that's a smart thing, so they're gonna take advantage of it. So now I'm feeling like instead of being Martin, I'm gonna do Malcolm. And now instead of Malcolm, I'm gonna say that I'm going back to the Martin way. And then you know what? At the end, I might just end up in a bad situation. I might end up, you know what I'm saying, not to like. Now, I don't know if this is the right phrase to use, but you can end up like them and just no longer be here. You know what I'm saying? Those same people take you out. Or the people opposing you take you out. You know what I'm saying? So, you never know. It's like, it's just a very touchy thing. For me, I just, like I said, certain opposition you got to walk around rather than walk through.
Yeah, for sure. So do you guys think that independence is important in a relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, I was reading in this book, and there's something about how...
You read books? What book was it, nerd?
Oh, it was a communication book, You gotta get better at communication, because communication is key.
Yeah, I need to take speech again. I'm getting tongue-tied more often.
Speech.
Again, I don't know. I think it's the rapid amount of words that I'm trying to get out because I know I'll forget the thoughts, so I try to rush everything out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, at work, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be such a short span that you got to say something because you're trying to keep up. You know, you're trying to get everything done. You're not trying to really talk much. Try to get it all out real quick. And then start slipping on words because I'm thinking two words at once. So instead of saying knife, I might say, you know, knife or something like that. And I meant to say, instead of knife, it's just instead of knife, I'm going to say, could cut. And I said, knife. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a habit. I even noticed when I rewatch episodes on here. Probably just start taking my time maybe over the next month to just learn to articulate my words again. Because, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of good enunciation and pronunciation. So, yeah. But continue back to what you were saying.
So I was reading that in a relationship, you do need that independence, but at the same time, you have to have that unity, that need for each other. So, but you can't have either just the want of each other and not the independent, like not the independence. If you have just independence, obviously if you both just want independence, obviously the relationship's not gonna work. But if you both just need each other and it's just all about each other, and you don't need that independence, the relationship's not gonna work either. You need that independent, you need the balance. You need that want for independence, but you also need that want for each other and that need for each other, and that creates friction in the relationship at the same time.
What
you need that.
Explain how deep the relationship is. Like, you talking about like a common relationship, like between friends? You talking about in a dating? You talking about married?
It can really be any relationship.
I think it varies in all of them.
But I was taking it as more of a focus on just like dating relationship.
I think with dating, there's a difference between that same concept with married, right? Mm-hmm. So like Will Smith had something he was talking about with his wife, where he was saying like your independent happiness. How can you be if you can't be happy by yourself? Then you shouldn't expect someone else to make you happy, right?
Right.
So that I think applies in both. You should be happy independently regardless. If you can't be happy independently, don't expect other people to be able to make you happy. Mm-hmm. And if that's the way you are, then you're now dependent on a person, which is not the way it should be, right? Yeah. But I think the need for someone is something you do not need until you create that life as marriage, right? So I think, you know what I'm saying, my parents, very biblical, you know what I'm saying? So in the sense of, I've always heard when you're married with somebody, you become one, you know what I'm saying? You're now one family. Mm-hmm. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's just you and a man or you and a female, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's one. And then your kids, that's what becomes. But it's like the head is the unity between, that's when I feel like you need, but in a regular common relationship, I don't think you need anybody.
No, I'm thinking about like a serious relationship. Like,
I don't think until you're solidified. No, I'm not saying marriage is the end all be all solidification.
Yeah,
I'm saying until you
want to be married, but
because you know what I'm saying. You don't got to be. I don't think you got to be with somebody. I think there's a certain level of seriousness and a certain limit of time. I don't think you can be with someone for a month, take it super serious, and be like, yo, we need each other. I think there's a certain limit, and I would say anything. I'd say I give it at least a year. You know what I'm saying? At least a year with that person. I'm saying, like, to say, and I'm talking about dating-wise, not just talking in friends. Because friends, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't get that same, the friends you have a meshing, but you don't have the full mesh with dating. Now you got to compromise. But, like, at least a year of dating, I think. So, I think with the seriousness, like, you don't have to be married, like I'm saying. But that serious level where it's like, yeah, we're together and we don't plan on splitting up. Or even if you don't plan on splitting up, you have that time established and you guys are building together. That's when you need the other person. I think if you're just dating somebody, you don't need that person.
No,
but you have independent happiness.
You're not even thinking that deep.
Yeah, I'm saying even if you could be just dating someone for a year and still the same thing won't apply.
Yeah.
But if you are at that whole year mark and you're like, yeah, this stuff applies, we're building together, then I think that's when you start saying, okay, we need to work together because we're one of the other half to make up this unity. But if I'm just dating you and I'm maybe 2 years dating you, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, I mean, that's a wild. You'd be bugging out. But
there's levels to it, though.
If you're taking it as just a dating thing and you're not building anything together, then you don't need anybody. But I think your independent happiness is always going to be across the board.
If you're dating 2 or 3 years and you think you're not building nothing, that's kind of a waste of time.
It is, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to ever put a rush on somebody.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Because I don't ever think that, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that if you're just dating, I mean, I know someone who dated 7 years and they ended up getting married maybe 10 years in. Yeah. But it was like, on his part was, I need to build a foundation, not with her, but in my life.
Yeah, within yourself.
And, like, if you can't, like I'm saying, if you got to rely on somebody else to make you happy, and you're becoming a hassle to the other person because you need that happiness, you're not, it's not good.
No.
If your independent happiness isn't there and you're becoming a problem because you're thirst for that level of happiness, it's like, nah, you got to realize that's not a good situation for both.
That's like trying to help people. Like, you can't help someone if you if you're not good yourself. How can you help anyone else?
I do it all the time, but you know what I'm saying. Always been a caretaker, try to nurse people, but sometimes it backfires. Certain people hurt people. Joe Budden said that. You know what I'm saying?
Was it Joe Budden or Wale?
Joe Budden said that on Pray For Me.
Okay.
It's a conversation with God. You know what I'm saying? He was having in that song.
Okay.
But nah, yeah, it was you know, it's you gotta have independent happiness, and I think independence in a relationship comes this in certain ways. Definitely gotta have your own independent happiness. Two, I don't think always, but I think depending on the level of the relationship and how your relationship is set up, you should have financial independence. Depending on how your relationship set up, like I said, I think you should have a spiritual independence if you're religious or you have a certain type of faith that you follow. I think you would also have an independence of like doing what needs to be done. You shouldn't. If I have a job, right, and I work all day, and I have a spouse that works all night, or a regular relationship, and a girlfriend who works all night, right, and they're like, nah, I can't do this, and I'm like, well, why? Because I need to be around you at night. That you gotta have that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to do what needs to be done. Like, yeah, I don't think it should be where I never see you, but if I see you, if we together 2 out of the 5 days of the week, and we get the whole day, then you should not complain. I mean, I'm saying you shouldn't, but I think you should be able to accept, like, okay, these bills have to be paid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think those are the level of independences that you should have in a relationship. Because without any independence and reliability on everybody else, you seen Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah.
I think that was that was a bad, the way it was set up was that she shouldn't have to. But you see what happens when you don't have any form of independence. You got to rebuild yourself now and create your independence. But that's a two-way street, two-way example.
Joel, I believe you said there were some topics that you wanted to talk about.
Didn't we already talk about some? We talked about most of them. Okay, are the things that you think, do they define you as a person, as not necessarily as much as your actions, but if you constantly have like certain thoughts and you act out like something in your head, maybe it's even thoughts that you don't even want to be there necessarily, but like they just happen to be there, and I don't know, like does that define who you really are as a person, or like what are your thoughts to you, like how important are they?
I mean, well, it should be your actions that define you, right? I mean, I could think a whole bunch of things, but at the same time, your mind plays tricks on you. Your heart will never lie to you. As it went in the Big Sean song.
I look at the only function of the heart is to pump blood. That's the way I'm looking at it. It's the only function is to pump blood in us. That's it.
But no, sometimes like I don't even have thoughts where it's like, yo, this ain't me. Like, I'm tripping. And then it's like I'll have to reset. But not all thoughts represent you, and I feel like your actions should represent who you really are.
I don't know, man. Depends on the thoughts. If you're having some crazy, I think if you have repeated thoughts, you gotta look at it from a it depends on the psychological standpoint and the actual standpoint. So, okay, I'll give it like this. In psychology class, everybody knows if I say don't think about polar bears and then I wait 5 seconds, you're gonna keep thinking. And I say, yo, don't think about polar bears for 10 minutes. You're gonna think about polar bears because I told you not to do it. I think at the same time, if you having independent thoughts where they just popping up from no outside source or anything, then something needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? You should try and purge those thoughts. Meditate it out. But
does that define you as a person?
It doesn't, but it does define some of your desires. Possibly. If there's no outside external source making you think, it also depends if you're spiritual, because this may be, you know what I'm saying? It depends on the aspect that you take. Psychological, a religious standpoint, it depends. Because some people will be like, oh, that's Satan tempting you. Some psychologists say, well, that's a deep desire that you may have. There's other different, I'm not going to go on all of them, but I'm saying that if you have a certain desire or certain thoughts repetitively and there's nothing making you think this, you know what I'm saying? Some things need to be expounded on. You got to, because that's how you end up doing what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
I'd never think about something. Let me ask you this. You know the gas prices in China?
No.
Exactly. And I don't care to know what they are. And I'll never think about what they are. and I'll never look up what they are. And nothing's going to make me want to unless I go to China, right? So apply that same thing here. If you aren't really feeling it and it has nothing to do with the way you actually feel, and there's no external sources, then sources. If there's no external sources, then that's something on you. Like if I'm over here every day looking up gas prices in China, you would think, hey, he might move to China. He might need to know these gas prices in China. If I'm not thinking about it, period, not now, not 30 years from now, then that tells you China is not on my mind as far as me going, and I don't care about the cars out there.
Yeah, I try not to put too much focus on thoughts because, I mean, you've seen the movie Focus, right?
Which one?
The one
Focus
with
is
Will
Will
Smith
Yeah.
and Margot Robbie.
For some reason, I'm thinking Limitless. Yeah, go ahead.
Because, you know, they would have, like, certain things where they would set up the guy to bed with them. I think that was the...
Those are external sources.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically what I'm saying is you can kind of trick the mind.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at. Like, that's a source. Something's still making you trick your mind. Something from the outside. If I'm seeing green all the time, and I choose the color green in a roulette, that's what they was basically getting at. They kept showing them the same thing. I forgot the term for it. It's a psychoanalysis term, but that's a term. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing. If I'm in a dark room and it's black all day, and I was born in a room and it's been black all day, and I don't even know what I'm eating,
and it just comes out. And all of a
I'm
sudden
not gonna think about a peanut butter and jelly if I've never had it before.
Right, and then you just all of a sudden you start thinking about peanut butter and jelly.
That means something showed you it.
Oh yeah.
You can't just. There's foods that I will never. Words I've probably never even heard of, and I'll never think of them on my own until another source gives them to me.
Right. That's
when you can say, okay, something's influencing me. But if there's nothing influencing you to do some of those thoughts or for those thoughts to occur,
and you just
that's you. I'm saying that's you.
Oh, you gotta figure that out.
But you also gotta realize you'll always be knowledgeable, but to constantly let me think of something. I don't think about League of Legends. I don't even think about that, right? I'm knowledgeable about what it is. I don't care. I'll never think about League of Legends, right?
Right.
But if I'm seeing on Twitter League of Legends, that's a source putting that in my head.
Yeah.
But if I'm just knowledgeable about it and it's something I don't think about and I've never seen it ever again, and I'm thinking about it, I might want to go play that now. If there's nothing that have grabbed me and made me want to do it, and it's not being a reoccurring image in my head, but I'm just knowledgeable about it and I keep thinking about it over and over and over again, that's on me.
If I have nothing that attribute to the thought, something wrong.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Something is wrong.
That's why I leave it.
I'm thinking, I've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm sitting in the back room. I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like,
yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah, it's like, where did that come from? I never had this.
I don't even know what this is.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, they could look at that as a religious point. But if I'm just knowledgeable about all this stuff, but there's nothing attributing, like you said, to the thought, but I keep having the thought, that's on me. That's something to say with me. And that's when I think it's no longer just actions. Because I think also at the same time, you could have certain thoughts because society is putting them in your head. And you don't act on it, but that defines your character. But this, like I said, it all comes back to attribution. If there's nothing to give you these thoughts, then hey, you should really evaluate yourself. Like, I would never think about killing a man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all get angry. You know what I'm saying? But to constantly think, I'm going to kill this person tomorrow. I'm going to kill this person tomorrow. I think about that. I'm going to kill this person on this date. And you think about that for 20 years. And then that date comes and you don't act on it. That means you resisted it in a sense. I mean, and even then, something's wrong with you. You like 20 years or however long you think about killing a person on a certain day, and you have it in your head to do it. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? I'll never get that excuse to be like, well, I didn't do it. No, but if I go in your room and I see you have a spiderweb chart up talking about, I'm about to kill this man this way. This is where he's at. Your actions didn't say it, but that's what you are on the inside. You really wanted to do it. But like I said, that's the way I look at it.
I read one time, like, there is no original saying. Like, we all got something from somebody. Like there is no original saying.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
There's nothing new. So, Plato's cave, example. I'm locked in a cave and I'm looking at the wall all the time and I see shadows behind me. I don't know what these shadows are. So, I'm looking at these shadows and I'm hearing voices and I can only see the wall. And I don't know what's behind me. I will never think to say that's a person behind me. But once I've been freed and I'm now knowledgeable, if I put myself back in that chain, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? And there's no more, you don't see nothing on the wall anymore, no more shadows. And you're just thinking, yeah, man, I'm gonna get out and go with those people. That's on you. You're thinking that on your own. If you see those shadows, again, that's attribution. That's what I look at.
Anything else y'all want to get into?
Man, that's an hour in.
I don't know. This went by quick. That went by real quick.
Starving, you ain't eat since 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
Oh, BurgerFi.
BurgerFi. Oh yeah, you want to talk about that? $17.
When he said sauces.
Sauces.
I automatically thought about that Big Mac sauce that they had there, because that's all it was.
It's not really BurgerFi sauce. It's a Big Mac sauce.
Yeah.
It was pretty good
thing.
though. I've heard about it for a while, so I want to try it. But
I didn't eat all of my food.
you never eat all of it.
Well, that's not a true statement, but it was okay.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't $70.
Okay, like
wasn't worth
compare it to Five Guys.
Five Guys is not better.
But are they almost? They're almost.
I can't. How much is Five Guys?
I'm not talking about price wise.
Five
I'm
Guys
talking
might
about,
be the
I'm
same
talking about
price.
taste wise.
Taste wise, I'm going with BurgerFi.
Oh no! See, to me, it just tasted like a greasy burger.
Them urban fries are good though.
The fries.
Cheese fries.
The fries were good.
I don't know, the burger was
But the
okay.
burger itself is called BurgerFi.
Yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good.
It just tastes like a regular burger to me.
Not a.
I mean, ain't too much that's worth $17. Maybe some salmon.
I thought you like IHOP.
No, $17. If I'm paying $17 on IHOP, something wrong with me. Something wrong
You
with me.
lying, man. You love IHOP.
Take me to the doctor, something wrong.
But you want to spend $17 at Old Charlie's?
Yeah, because
After
they
what
got
they
some
did
good
last time?
salmon.
After what they did last time?
Yeah, because
Plates was 30? Come on, man.
Yeah.
What type of time you want?
Hey, as long as the food tastes good. Now, if I'm paying $17 at Waffle House,
You know what's crazy?
Oh.
take me to the
We had an
doctor.
episode.
You eat you eat off a dirty plate and it's okay, but you won't let a fly land on your thing and eat it.
I mean, no, not really, but
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna fry. They got Cathays. I want some unlimited sushi, but
I'm going
yeah.
back.
didn't they have a rat over there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but
that's
you
what
know
they
what's
said,
funny?
but
They have a good health inspection.
I'm going
Yeah, they probably know the person that did the
next,
inspection.
not next Tuesday,
Nah,
Tuesday
they-
after that.
They can't do that. They make sure, like, if you have any type of affiliation or anything close, nah.
Hey, sometimes things slip through the cracks.
Not a rat.
Literally.
Not a rat. Or a roach. They have great health
They run
inspections.
across the table.
That's why I'm thinking about going back, because I'm like, this could have been a lie. Because I remember I heard a rumor that somebody had maggots in their burger at Sonic, and it turned out the person, I didn't find the person came in the store, he's like, yo, man, the Sonic's getting shut down for a little bit. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, I said it was a maggot in my burger, and I'm like, so I'm like, yo, like, did you eat that? And it came out? He's like, nah, I put it there. And I was like, yo, number one, you sick, because I couldn't be around a maggot without throwing up. Two, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm still not going to eat the Sonic just because I know there's people like you out there, but, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't a worker. He was just a customer. So I was like, all right.
There's this dishwasher at Boomba's, and he wrote a bad review after he got fired. It was like, there's this is literally, I think it was a month after we opened. It was like, there's roaches in the kitchen. Don't eat off this stuff. It's dirty. Blah 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 blah. So I mean, I guess people do that, but I personally feel like, I mean, I've had a dirty glass and stuff there at cafes, so I don't think it's the cleanest place.
I mean,
I'll
no
still
place
go back
is
and
100% clean though.
Nah, yeah, Miller's, I went there the other day. There was an ant in my water. I was like, man.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I see it. He's like, no, sorry, man. It's because we're cleaning up over there. I'm like, the fuck do you mean?
Yo, have you had a classroom you've had a classroom with ants in this building, right?
Yeah.
Bro, that's so bad in this
So
building.
Shorty had some fruit, and they was tearing her fruit up. She was heated.
Oh no, man.
Them drinks was like in a line.
Yo, one time I brought one back home with me, back to the apartment with
An ant?
me. Yeah, I was like, wow.
That happened to me one time at
Or
Dollar
like
General.
backpack.
I didn't realize it until like
It was
I got
on me.
home. I had like white sheets, and I'm laying down. And I lost something, so I put the flash on. I saw the ants. So I went and got new sheets. I threw all
There's
those away.
multiple ants?
Yeah, it was like 5.
Oh, the way you said it, you just looked down and saw ants. I'm like, oh, that's sick.
I think that must be like 15.
I said, that's sick.
Nah, I was like 5, but I realized what it was from. It was from at work when I went outside because I had to clean up some stuff. It was the same type of ants, and I realized because there was nothing else in my apartment that had ants, so I was like, okay. That was back at Dollar General, but since then, yeah. But yeah,
Alright.
I got a haircut tomorrow.
Haircut.
Graduation Saturday?
Oh yeah, girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Forgot about that.
said you was gonna
Crazy.
Said you was gonna get in the poom poom.
Poom poom. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, here we go, man.
I don't know.
What did you say on the podcast the last time? It was just crazy. Something about white walls.
White walls. What are you talking
I don't know. I have to replay the tapes.
I don't recall.
I recall.
But yeah, Saturday's a big day. Y'all get ready.
Total recall.
Gonna be a movie.
It's gonna be a movie.
Gonna
The
be
night
a
or the day?
The whole day.
Yeah.
Whole day. Then it's gonna be a long night, endless nights, full of terror.
Well, I hope you're not Jon Snow because guess what will happen?
What?
Night King. And that's
Guess
it.
what? The Night King died.
Yeah,
We out. Talk too
man.
much.
Damn.